you can see your operational schedules, the activities inside of them, and how each of those activities are progressing across every corner of your event. And you can drill down here and see the tasks on a Kanban board. And as your team is moving them from one stage to the other one, you can follow along that progress. And what's important in this system that completed means something, blocked means something. It triggers different things that allows you to create automations. For example, if you want to start a conversation around one of these blocked activities, the system automatically brings in everybody who's related to that activity, so you can start that conversation in a quick way and just resolve it there without mixing or scrolling through conversations around lunch, transport, and cables in one long thread. We keep everything as a context-rich data set, so you have your schedules, your activities, your tasks, the statuses, the conversations, all interconnected in one context-rich data set that you can then later use with LLMs to gain more insights, get KPIs, and so on.
Hi, my name is Taghavi, and I'm one of the co-founders of MergeLabs.io. And in this video, I want to give you a short demo of what we've been building and how it is special for event coordination. Basically, we built an infrastructure that allows you to handle all your scheduling and tasks and roles in one place, whether it's for the early stage planning, for the setup days before the event, or the real-time coordination that happens during the event. And throughout all of this, we collect a lot of data that you can then use for KPIs, training, insights, and so on. The starting point here is to understand that one of the things that makes events difficult is that each activity needs to be seen from many different perspectives at the same time, while it's the same source data. But the volunteers need to see it from their perspective, the audiovisual technicians need to see it from their perspective, the MC from there, the guest from theirs, and so on. So when you are creating these multiple perspectives, you don't copy-paste them into them. You link them together, so when one thing moves, everything moves with it. And then automatically, you also get the space view where you have those schedules moving together there, or if you want to change something, it changes everywhere. You get it in the roles view, so each role, for example, the different type of staff members, the external service providers, or your VIPs and so on. You get all of these in one place. Each person can get their own custom schedules, whether it's like a link where they don't need to log in, or whether they take the QR code, scan it with our app, they're going to get their own information there. This can be then used for guests, staff members, volunteers, speakers, whomever you want. You can tailor it fully to that person. Up here, we have time zone, whatever localization you offer. And of course, if you have multiple schedules, you can filter between those multiple schedules. But then you can add additional information. So for example, anything that has to do with a map, where you create point of interest. So this can be, for example, where the staff members are staying, where they're eating. For each person or group, you can create different combinations of it. The same thing with additional information, add pictures, text, and videos and stuff like that into it. And then you have actual agendas, right? And these agendas, again, they have their own information. The core point is that you have full control of exactly who gets what information while everything is interconnected. So a change in one place changes everywhere. And this is a representation of how the data is structured inside of our software. This is not the software itself. Here, each operational schedule is connected to another one, is connected to the guest schedules, to premises. And if something is blocked, you see how it's blocked here. You have the information around it there. This is the conversations that are happening. So like what happens is that you get like the brains of the operation created as everybody is working on the system. So each team member is adding to this brain, and now you're creating a localized source of truth. So later in phase 2, when we are adding LLM infrastructure into this, you will be able to prompt much better of saying, how do we solve this? And then an LLM can go and travel across those nodes and pick exactly the information that it needs and provide you that context back, rather than having to scan a ton of different things just to give you a short little answer, with the risk of hallucinating, being expensive, taking a long time. Basically, the best LLMs are useless without context-rich data. And that's what you're getting here. Now, even across editions. So if you clone one event to another one, our system maintains the relationship between those activities. So it knows this was the same activity as last year. So now you can even prompt against additions or get KPIs. What did we do better this time compared to that time? So imagine multiple additions, multiple type of events. You get a centralized source of truth of all coordination work. And that frees you up from having one individual person being the bottleneck. Now, I want to show you the cloning function because that's really exciting. Because if we have, for example, MergeCon 2026, I can go here, I clone it, all the tasks. I can say, let's move them into the backlog. So all of the work you've done in setting up once, you can just reuse it. You set the new date. Let's put this next week. You define how long is the operational time frame you have. So let's put it from tomorrow. And you can go and in less than a second, right? You have your event. You have all the schedules that you created are transferred over. All the operational schedules are all there. The workflows, right? These are dependency graphs are defining what happens in what order. So the instructions are carried with it, but also the different run sheets that you create. And now just a general overview. We also have this planner where you can see holidays, religious things, your own events, competitive events, all in one overview. So when you're planning your dates, you can pull in your own calendars of different sorts. Premises, you can create all the different spaces. Inside of the spaces, you can add a lot of information. Containers allows you to structure all the different types of events. Collections are basically our ticketing. We have a really cool infrastructure around it where you can create infinite number of storefronts, whether it's going to be for making different deals with different partners or whether you want to onboard your crews, your volunteers and so on. You can fully integrate the ticketing into your own website. So it's native with your own website. Handle affiliates. Then we have email notifications, the push notifications that goes on the phones. But importantly, the last thing I want to share is sub roles and system users. You define who gets access to what. It can be an external partner. It can be different roles within the company. You have full control. And I hope you enjoyed this short demo. I would love to have a conversation with you. So if you want to see the new things that we're coming up with, or you want to see if we can do a specific thing that your event needs, please let's schedule a meeting and have a conversation. I would love to get to know you better. Thank you.